Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm helping you level up your communication skills. If this is your first time on the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button right down below for 3 weekly videos on how to level up. In this episode, we're going to be speaking about how Kobe Bryant studied so we could gather his insights and learn more about the world of communication skills. What made Kobe Bryant extremely special was that nothing was ever given to him. He had to earn everything. When you break down his body type, he wasn't the biggest guy in the NBA. He wasn't the tallest guy. He wasn't the fastest guy. Yet, he has a series of accolades. He's a 5-time NBA champion, has way too many all-star selections to count. What made him special? It wasn't only his work ethic, it was his diligence in regards to studying. Remember this part. Now, in the world of communication skills, it's not a world where you want to be declaring competition with other people. It's a world where you want to start declaring a competition with yourself. A lot of the limiting beliefs, a lot of the angry rage sort of emotions, the greed, the false narratives, all that stuff you want to go in a competition with. So if we need to go in a competition with ourselves, can we learn the insights of a legendary sports figure like Kobe Bryant? Of course. And that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 3 legendary insights regarding how Kobe Bryant studied in order to make his name immortal in terms of the NBA. And we're going to get those insights and tie it into the world of communication skills so we too can improve in our craft. And here's a little note. Kobe was not just successful in one field. The dude also has an Oscars. That means a lot of the insights that he applied to his game of basketball, I'm sure he applied a lot of those insights into his second career, storytelling, which showcases that his skill sets are evergreen. If you're ready and excited for today's video, be sure to drop that like for me right on below. Let's get started with the first way that Kobe Bryant studied. He studied in a way where he valued mentors, yes, but what he did even more unique was he studied the history. He considered himself a student of the game. And what this allowed him to do was he didn't just analyze the players in his generation. He studied players from the past. Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain, Jerry West, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, and a lot of other players. Why is studying the history so important when you're looking to improve a skill set? The reason why is because in the land of the information age, there's a lot of trends that come up and down, up and down. Did you hear this? You gotta do this. Everyone else is doing it. And it's extremely easy to fall for the latest shiny object. When you equip your mind with the history regarding the skill set that you want to get better at, you have more what I call the eternal principles, not just the trendy thing that's going on nowadays. This concept can be applied into the world of communication skills where, let's say the communication skills of choice that you're trying to improve is public speaking. Well, understand public speaking. Understand how this whole act started to evolve. Learn from the public speakers of the past, guys like Aristotle, Socrates. Go to the East. Learn from the Swamis from the East. How did they present ideas? The more that you study the history, the more that you start seeing that people had to learn how to be great public speakers back then. You didn't have a choice in the matter. The whole act of writing is something that evolved with time. What did you have to do in order to communicate before writing? You had to learn public speaking. When you equip yourself with this sort of knowledge in depth, that's when you start to understand what Kobe understood. History is king if you want to get better in the present day. That's number one. Number two is to consume your stuff back. One thing that Kobe Bryant did that I found extremely fascinating was that he didn't just focus on the court where he played the game of basketball. His real work got started after playing basketball. Him and one of the trainers would get the entire film of the game and they would just watch the whole thing from beginning to end, analyzing a lot of the small little details. Heck, Kobe later on in his career got a show called Detail for this sole reason. So just imagine that. Here is this guy playing basketball for so many hours, practicing and doing all that, but he's also watching the game film back and breaking down the little details. So if a traditional game is 2 hours, I'm assuming just breaking down the details took him at least 4 to 5 hours. He did this for every single game. Why? How is this going to improve his NBA career? Well, what it allowed him to do was gain more perspective. He said that once he was able to watch the games, it felt as though the entire court was in his mind. And when he had the entire court in his mind, he enhanced his vision. Now, this is tougher than it looks because when you're watching yourself back on tape, you know what you're seeing a lot of? You fumbling, you making a lot of easy mistakes. You're gonna have a lot of, man, I can't believe I did that. But pushing yourself through that allows you to thicken your skin and widen that perspective. What Kobe Bryant was doing then is now being studied right now with a new theory called, wait for it, it's a very big phrase, psychoneuromuscular theory, which states that vivid imagery helps you improve the information that's being transmitted in your nervous system. So how can we tie this into the world of communication skills? Well, let's extend that public speaking example from part one. If you are public speaking, if you are in a Toastmasters, for example, the main thing nowadays to do is to record yourself. Now, I get it. A lot of these speeches nowadays are like, oh, the audience does not want to be recorded. Don't record the audience. Record yourself. A lot of Toastmasters are doing this, but unfortunately, a lot of Toastmasters are behind the game. They're operating with old school principles. Leverage information technology into the world of public speaking. Watch yourself back on tape multiple times. Each time you watch yourself back on tape, you'll be like, man, I did these things extremely well. Dang, man, I keep using this arm more than the other arm. I guess that's something that I need to fix. Simply bringing your conscious awareness on the little quirk is how you want to get in the habit of studying. You don't just want to keep saying, oh, I did this wrong, did this wrong, this wrong. You want to talk about what you did wrong and what you did right. If Kobe Bryant can do it for 2 hours plus, I'm sure you could do it for a 10 to 15 minute speech. And if you don't have a speech, then consume whatever content you can back that you have done. And if you don't have any content, then you want to leverage the art of reflection skills. It was Wallace Wattles who said, it's not what you read, it's about what you thought about what you read. Think about that. So that's part two of how Kobe Bryant studied. Part three, this is hands down one of the most important parts, is that he taught. Once Kobe Bryant's career was done, he was bringing in young talent like Kawhi Leonard, like Giannis Antetokounmpo, like Kyrie Irving, and he was teaching them. Why was he teaching them? His career had just ended. Why is he still going back into the court and teaching a younger generation? It's because teaching is the best way to study. Once you have the experience, once you have the knowledge, being able to teach someone helps you make that experience and the knowledge real. Neuroscience is showcasing that you learning something changes the chemistry of your brain. That's part one. But you remembering something, it strengthens the neural pathways in your brain. That's number two. But you teaching someone something, That not only rewires your neural pathways, strengthens your neural pathways, but it makes it even more powerful. That's why Kobe Bryant taught even after his career was done. Not only did he teach professional basketball players, he even taught in his daughter's school. So what we can learn from this in regards to the world of communication skills is once we are getting better at our craft, whether it's storytelling, whether it's doing podcasting, whether it's giving speeches, at one point or another, we should aim to pay it forward, which means that you try to teach someone who's asking you certain questions. And don't feel as though you're just doing them a favor. If you break it down, they're truly doing you a favor because they're helping you rewire your nervous system. And more importantly, they're going to bring awareness to a lot of these quirks, these holes in your knowledge that you weren't aware of. So if you can understand that, then it starts to help you tremendously in terms of improving your communication skills and embodying the knowledge. So these are 3 of the practical insights on what we can learn from Kobe Bryant in regards to studying. It's not just about moving nonstop. It's about moving, pausing, learning, and then moving again in a more refined manner. The difference between good people and great people is that good people are trying to improve 10%, 15%, 20% at a time. While great people, they're just trying to improve that 1%. The way that you can improve that 1% strategically is by understanding a few of the lessons that Kobe Bryant's mindset was able to provide during his career and during his life. Learn from history. Whatever skill set it is, learn its history, build the evergreen knowledge, and equip yourself with something extremely powerful. Because it's the history that's going to help you fall against the trends. 2 is to review the work back, whether it's studying your film, whether it's rereading your blog materials, or it's just you sitting down and self-reflecting on, okay, this part went right, this part went wrong, but at least I'm bringing awareness to it. And 3rd is the whole act of teaching. When we teach, 2 people learn, but more importantly, our nervous system becomes rewired to embody the knowledge. Kobe Bryant was a legend that was taken too soon, yet all his lessons that he provided was something that can be applied in so many different fields. A lot of people can learn from the Mamba mentality. So see how you can get the Mamba mentality, implement it into the world of communication skills, and bring his knowledge to life in your own realm. If you enjoyed today's episode and you like more unique twists like this in connecting the world of sports with communication and much more creativity, be sure to check out the ArmaniTalks free daily newsletter. In this newsletter, I help you understand deep in regards to topics like public speaking, creativity, storytelling, emotional intelligence, and much more. To join the tribe, check out the link in the description box right on below, and I'll see you every single day at 7 p.m. EST. Thank you for joining the Armani Talks YouTube channel, and I'll catch you on the next episode.